everybody, it is Maria and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So a couple of hours ago I did a poll on my Instagram story being like, would you want to see a story time? And people said yes, and the most requested one, no joke, I get messages about these from all my friends, people who don't know the full story will be like, I want a story time about Kay. Keep in mind it's going to be long. So this is part one, the main falling out. The week before our falling out, you know how you have those friendship groups and you like to make jokes or like snipes at each other? That's basically what our friendship group as well is, just a bit of humorous banter. And sometimes people say things that are outrageous and you're like, oh my god. And basically, I don't know why this was happening, but basically my friend Kay, we're just gonna call her Carrie, she would make some outrageous claims and then, I just playfully hit her. That's what I thought it was. She wasn't happy about the hitting, and I actually have a lot of compiled text messages and proof. It'll be on the screen pretty much here. We had a conversation about dress down, what you're gonna wear, and she was like, listen, I don't like how you're hitting me, it's like actually sore and I just don't feel good about myself. And I was like, oh, sorry, I didn't know it was like that. So I apologize, and quite frankly, it didn't happen again. That situation is going to be brought up later on in the story. So we come to school on Monday because a week before that, the week where I was hitting her and we had that conversation, we done our prelims. Prelims are pretty much like a practice before the actual exams. Because I'd done the wrong section of the paper, I obviously failed. But obviously she and everybody else got better marks than me over here. And quite frankly, I was a little bit upset, but I was like, it is what it is. I can't exactly change anything about it. What happened next was pretty much her boasting that, oh, I got better than you. I get it, you did better than me, but what I didn't like was her just pretty much shoving it in my face. What happened next was she was comparing her marks to the whole class because I think the teacher had mentioned that she got the highest mark of the class, but keep in mind this is our first prelim, we're like S4, no idea what we're doing. So she's comparing her marks, and this is where it gets a little bit messy. She has something that in our school, we like in Scotland or whatever, we call extra time. Pretty much if you have a learning disability or if English is not your first language and it takes a long time for you to get the whole exam, you have extra time. Basically just added time onto the original time. And she also has something called scribe. Basically teachers assign that to you if your writing is actually like really difficult for them to read. The scribe in pretty much extra time, and I don't have that. Nobody else in our class has that. So I said, you can't be comparing your scores to other people in the class. And she's like, why? I'm like, because it's not right. You have extra time whilst the rest of us don't. It's not scientifically a correct comparison. And she's like still going on and on about it. I was like, okay, whatever. And I was documenting basically my whole prelims and the journey and everything else on Instagram. I only had a small following, no one was gonna see, no one did see, but I took a picture. Hopefully it's there. I took a picture and I basically scribbled her face and I said, this retard over here is comparing her scores to other people's, even though she has extra time and a scribe. And I put her at on it because usually when I do stories, you at somebody so that they can see it later on. And I didn't have any internet, so that story did not load. I didn't think anything about it, and I went on my way. Home time. I'm on the bus talking to one of my friends, Sarah. And she's like S5 then. And then she is like, by the way, can I just say this is all 2019. We're gonna get to the 2020 parts. So, Sarah's asking me, oh, how did your exam go? And I'm like, yeah, I did terribly because I did the wrong section. My friend told me to do that section when I asked her an exam. And because of that, we both pretty much failed. I was saying I didn't get a good result. And she said, what result did you get? And I was like, oh, I think I got this. And then she was like, oh, okay, what else did, Karen get? Or I think I said Karen got a lot better than me. And I was like, I can't remember. Let me ask Karen. So I'm on the school bus still, and I asked Karen, what did you get in your test? And she was like, to me, she got so and so. And the reason why I questioned it was because it didn't seem like the same answer she gave me in class. By the way, this is my podcast mic. Hopefully this makes it sound a lot better. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. Pretty much, I felt like she was changing her answer, and I was like, honey, that's not what you got. Is that what you got? She's like, yeah, that's exactly what I got. And I'm like, I'm still mad at you that you compared your score to other people's who don't have a scribe or extra time. Now, we are not getting off the bus, and I'm just texting my friend Sarah about that when Karen calls me. So that's not really unusual. Me and Karen would literally talk every single day. Call her literally on my way to the school bus in the morning. Even though we're gonna see each other in school, sometimes I'm gonna forget things. It's just a nice catch up. She was pretty much my best friend without me knowing she was my best friend. I would call her before school, after school, and we text on Instagram DMs or anything else. So it wasn't unusual to get a call. It would be unusual if I didn't call her. Now, I just got off the bus and Karen has called me being like, I'm really tired of you saying that blah 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 about my score. I have learning disabilities. This is what I'm gonna have my whole life. And extra time helps me so that I can, do better, that sort of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. Seriously, I totally got it. I was just saying to her that you can't be comparing yourself to others who didn't get the same level of treatment that you had. Which I told my mom about this, and she was like, why did you even say that? But I told everybody about this, and it made sense. It just makes sense. So she was getting mad at me, or going off, and my face, if you could see my face, I was just I was pretty much speechless. I was like, I'm gonna go now because you're gonna make this friendship weird tomorrow. She's like, what do you mean? No, I'm not, blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, you're making this weird because I don't know, I'm just gonna act weird around you because I remember that whole situation. And then I pretty much just said bye. I hung up. I was like, wow. So I went home and I went on TikTok. This is the first time I had TikTok back in 2019. I think as I'm seeing the story, it was our phone up happened between the 16th and 22nd of December. So anyway, I was uploading my first TikTok because my friend had got me addicted, even though I said ugh, I wouldn't get TikTok, it's cringy. Uploaded my video and I was going back and forth on Instagram because people were messaging me and I was trying to promote down there, see how it goes. And then she texted me, replying to the story that I posted, being she can't compare her score to other people. She's like, can you take this story down? And I just wrote ... I just did 3 dots. Because 3 dots, when we had our conversation, she would, she'd get scared because she'd think she's in trouble or she made somebody mad. But 3 dots was pretty much a Y, and I was going to type Y, but I got distracted and sidetracked, and I went back on TikTok. Because I've been going back and forth, I thought, when my phone froze a bit, I was like, oh, I'm doing too much, it's glitching. When in actual fact, what came up on my screen was a whole ass Instagram report. As in, I think it said she had reported it. Pretty much, the story that I put of her that she asked me to delete, but she hadn't explained yet, and I just wrote why in our Instagram DM conversation. Hopefully it's here. She reported me. And this is where I got pissed. Can I just say, after our phone conversation, before this whole reporting, I texted her being like, you've done an effed up. You've effed up our relationship. It's going to be so weird the next day. And then she's gone and reporting me on Instagram. It's now going to be a lot more weird. So she was like, I didn't like your story, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I hope you're happy now. This and this and this. I think I did a lot of swearing at her. And then I left the conversation, I just went back to TikTok. I think she said, can we talk maybe a few hours after that or something else, when we had a little fight. Honestly, I just left her on red. And a lot of the time I think about that situation and that comment, can we talk? Honestly, I wanted to be like, basically I wanted to be like, can you go back to a time when you weren't born? Well, that's your answer. But I never ever replied to that. And then I'm not sure if I told my other friends about it. I might have, and I maybe don't think I had. We went home to school the next day and we were in English. I hadn't spoken to her all day. She'd hung out with me and my other friend Amy. Sarah wasn't part of our friendship group then. But yeah, we hung out and then we went into English where it pretty much all started. And she was reading a news article because at the time Caroline Flack, who presents Love Island in the UK, was being reported to like hit her boyfriend over the head, and he was saying that they were in an abusive relationship when they weren't. Basically, she'd got mad at him and hit him with a lamp because he cheated on her and they were on holiday. So she, I think, wanted to talk to me about that. She pretty much like pretended nothing happened the night before. And she basically, I was doing my work and she was tapping me. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to give her the time of day. If she wants to apologize, she can apologize to me whether I'm listening or not. Because when things like this happen, I'm always the person to apologize, to be like, I'm sorry. Even if you're not listening to me, I'm going to apologize to the back of your head. Because I'm just that person. I'm making sure you know I've said sorry so you can move on. Or pretty much she just tapped me. And then because I didn't answer, she just went on to my friend Julia and was like, have you seen what's happened with Caroline Flack? And I pretty much just rolled my eyes. I was like, is she really serious right now? Like, she wanted to talk to me about Caroline Flack? No apology for what she did. Reported me and everything. So I think that was pretty much what happened on Tuesday. I wrote a whole diary account of what happened because in July, we'll get to that, we were going to like expose her. Put her in a group chat and basically just see how we felt about the whole situation. So Wednesday came along. And that was pretty much it. And she pretty much had said that I'm gonna bring my Christmas presents on the Thursday. And I was like, oh god, okay, whatever. Obviously, I hadn't got anybody Christmas presents. I said like that year I was not doing Christmas presents. I do birthdays, I do not do Christmas. That's just how it is. So next day she did not bring Christmas presents whatsoever. And basically our English table knew that we had a fight because it was, if you've seen my vlog, A Week in My Life or whatever life I have left, it'll be linked in the eye. I realize it's reversed whenever I do things, but yeah. I'm on the table with one of my friends, Mary, who sits across me, and then Julia, and pretty much our whole table knows that we've had a fight. They're like, oh, what's happened? And I think I told Julia a little bit about what had happened so far, and that was pretty much it. Well, anyway, this is Thursday. The next day, after she was supposed to bring gifts, but she didn't, I was standing in my friend's English class, Amy. Amy's not in the same English class as me and Karen are, so I'm standing across in her line with our other friend Shannon, which is just across from my English classroom, and pretty much Karen comes into the line running. She's running and crying or whatever. I don't know what she's crying about, but yeah, my friend Shannon goes with her. I don't know where they run off to, quite frankly. I did not care at that point. We were just like, whatever. And then me and Amy went on with our conversation. The class went by. She did not return to the class at all. Not that I knew. Both Amy and Sarah had been sent to guidance. Pretty much they had went to guidance because Karen had called them in being like, because of our fight, she thinks that she's going to lose her friends to me. And rightfully so, because in the end she did lose all her friends to moi. I'm just always the better choice, I'm just saying. I had no idea that this was happening. So I went home on Thursday. I told my mom, you know, Monday and Tuesday that we had a falling out a bit or whatever. No, I hadn't told my mom about that. I'd said that, you know, they're getting Christmas presents tomorrow, which was going to be Friday. Mom was like, what are you doing? Get a present. And I was like, I'm not going to get them anything. I don't have anything. And then because my dad was going to go to Morrison's to get presents, my mom forced me to go as well. So I ended up buying Amy a candle, and then I bought Karen. It was really annoying because I was still mad at Karen, and the whole aisle literally spelt catting. It was just her personality and what she likes. And I got her these 4 different fruit scented flavored bath salts. So it was like a tube, and it was bath salts, and it was like strawberry, pineapple, something else. And then I went home and I wrapped it up really nicely, and I went to school in my dress down outfit. If I can actually find my outfit, well, I will. I'll show you my outfit. It's somewhere, maybe here. I was looking for Amy, and she was upstairs. And okay, I just went literally the whole way. So I just went upstairs, and I was going, and as I was going up those stairs, which is before science, Karen be like, Amy, Amy. And I was just turning around, I couldn't see her. I was like, there's no way she's talking to me. And she's like, Amy! And I was like, she must not be mistaking me for Amy because we look totally different. She's white and black. You know? It'd be really hard to dismiss us. So anyway, I'm walking past the corridors, cool as a cucumber, and literally no joke, she is stomping in her shoes. I'm not even kidding, like the ground shook when she passed me, or ran past me. It was like an earthquake, I'm not even kidding. I could literally feel the ground vibrating. She just ran past me all the way to Amy, and I was just like, whoa! Like I could feel the air, the wind that came past. Just like, whoa! I gave Amy her present, and I had Karen's gift in my hand. But of course, me and Karen weren't speaking, so I was trying to be like, should I give it to Karen or whatever? I gave it to my friend Amy at break. Pretty much break came along. Where's the gift? And then Amy had it. She was like, I'm gonna give it to her at break or whatever. And we, which is me, Amy, and Sarah, we went to Princess Street together. I don't know if Amy came. I think, yeah, Amy couldn't come, so it was just a me and Sarah outing. Anyhow, we left school and we were like, bye Amy, blah 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 blah. And I'd pretty much given a deadline to Karen. I hadn't told her, obviously. I just said throughout the week, I'm like, but if, you know, by Thursday she doesn't say sorry or contact me, this is over. So Friday I was like, it's over. Period. I'm done. Me and Sarah were taking the tram to Princess Street. This is 2019, by the way. Masks were non-existent. What a good time that was. Anyway, me and Sarah were walking to the tram stop from our school. She was like, how was today? I was like, it's fine. She's like, you know, on Thursday when Karen was crying or whatever. And I was like, yeah, what about it? She's like, yeah, she actually sent us to guidance because she thought, you know, she was gonna lose her friend because you and her were having a fight. This is Sarah saying this, by the way. I was like, are you serious? She's like, yeah. I'm like, if she's having a conversation about me, why am I not there? Because if she had brought me to the guidance, I would have explained why I was mad at her, and the situation could have been solved, and we could have potentially went back to being best friends, and then whatever future mess happens wouldn't have happened. She already got me riled up. I was like, I cannot believe this. And to make matters worse, Sarah basically said the gift that I gave Karen through Amy, she gave it away. I didn't know this, but she pretty much giving my gift to these girls who go to our club because she's like, oh, I don't think they celebrate Christmas, but they had a Christmas jumpers on. And I was really hurt. She actually tried to give it to Sarah first, but Sarah said no. Kind of wish Sarah said yes so she'd give it back to me, but obviously she didn't know, so it's not her fault. But she basically regifted my gift in the same hour, on the same day, in the same building. Like, Miss Girl, if you're gonna do it somewhere else. Mind you, guess what she got? Shane Dawson and Mr. Jeffrey Race's star. No longer a star. By the way, he's going to prison, maybe. She is a spoiled rat, let me tell you. So I was like, are you serious? She just regifted my present to random strangers in the same school on the same day. And then she was like, yeah. I was really hurt and offended. I was fully done. So I'm trying to call my mom, be like, listen, Mom, I'm done. Because, you know, I have to remind my mom times, even before the day before and on the day. I have to be like, Mom, I'm going out with my friend, just to let my mom know that, you know, I'm not coming home until much later than you usually expect. So I called my mom, and of course, typical mother does not answer. I'm like, oh, just my mother not answering. I think maybe it's the second time or the third time I'm calling my mom. Right, the first time I called my mom, but the second or third time, I might have actually called Karen. I think this was the third time I was calling my mom. Can't believe you regifted my present. Come on, mother, pick up. That. And I was like, and I was like literally giving her, I was like on the spot, like the school buses and cars could probably see me. I was like, you won't believe who I've just accidentally dialed up. She's like, who? I was like, Karen. And I just hung up. Which is funny, I think I called Karen twice in that time and she didn't pick up, and I know she's on her phone. So she purposely ignored me too. If she had picked up and I'd be like, oh my god, shh. You know, we could have actually solved our situation, but we didn't. So that was pretty much the whole falling out. And then, you know, I used to explain it to my friends and be like, so you fall out because of that? All my friends thought we were going to get back together. And, you know, because they said that, I was like, I'm not going to get back together. And to be honest, I just, like, at the time when everyone's like, you're going to get back together, you're going to get back together. At the time, I was like, no, you know what? I don't miss her. I miss the time we had, but quite frankly, I don't miss her.